Try this again. How are we looking this time? Of course.
You're not frozen now.
Of course, preseason game number 1, we have technical difficulties. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so this is good. This is good. This is all good. The Knicks. Okay, that's good. The Knicks look competent. The Knicks are a competently coached team. I don't know. I was trying to figure out when's the last time they've looked like a competently coached team. It has been a while. But they sure look competently coached tonight. I loved everything about their defense. That's what really stood out. In particular, I thought who stood out to me on defense tonight? Dennis Smith Jr. is the first name that comes to mind just because I've never seen that dude play with that much defensive intensity. I thought Nerlens Noel was really good on the defensive end. Mitchell Robinson, he had his couple of blocks, but that's not what impressed me. Yes, he had a couple of silly fouls, but he guarded Blake there for 5, 6, 7, 8 possessions in the first half. And I just liked he was calling stuff out. He was pointing. He was active. He was moving. He was just, I considered that a nice step forward for Mitchell Robinson on defense. But just as a team, they were really good on defense. And then obviously Frank. And yes, RJ on defense was good too. Even Julius Randle, no one was bad on defense. There was no one. There were a couple of defensive plays that obviously Tibbs called out as being aggravated with. But, on defense, again, I was frozen before. I don't know if any of you heard it, but they gave up 83 points tonight. They gave up 82 points once last season. And before that, the last time they gave up this few points in a game was in 2016, in November of 2016. So, it's been a while. So that's the first zoomed in thing that I'm going to take away from this game. They are playing like a real defense. I also thought their offensive sense were really good. Even in the first half, that's good, where they couldn't hit the far side of a barn, the shots were good. I thought the offensive possessions were good. The only time the offense started to stagnate was late in the game, in the last 5 minutes, when Julius Randle and Elfrid Payton were trying to do Julius Randle and Elfrid Payton things. But, am I going to sit here and hate on Julius Randle and Elfrid Payton? No, because aside from Obi Toppin, we're going to get to him. I thought Elf and Julius were the two best offensive players of the night for the Knicks. I thought they absolutely dictated everything the Knicks did, even though it was, again, against a bad team. Those guys are good. Elfrid Payton's going to start at the point guard position all year. Dennis Smith Jr. had a nice few moments at point guard in the second half there. He looked a little lost in the first half. It was nice to see him get his sea legs under him in the second half. Drove the lane a few times, attempted a few alley-oops. That was great to see. But I think Elfrid's going to continue to start. I think Julius is going to continue to start. If he plays like he did tonight, Julius should start. I'm sorry, but he should. And I was encouraged to see Tom Thibodeau give Randle and Toppin those. It was just a minute, but he gave them a minute together at the end of the first half. And if we are taking Thibodeau as his word, he is using these games to try to figure out what he wants to do with his rotation for the rest of the year. So the fact that he even gave them any time means he is at least thinking of playing Randle and Toppin together a little bit, which is very encouraging because I think those guys should play together for, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes a game. Just because I want to see it. All right, so we haven't really talked about the offense. Where should we start on offense? No one was particularly impressive on offense tonight. I guess God is the most impressive guy on offense tonight, the guy who started, what was he, 1 for 8 or 0 for 7 or whatever the hell he was. But RJ kept at it. He was forcing it the entire first half. And it was clear that he was forcing it the entire first half. I'm going to get to, you know what? I'm going to give RJ the nod over Obi. Only because I thought Obi, he had the moments that will be the highlight plays and he had the moments that stood out, but it was only 4 or 5 moments. I thought RJ on offense in the second half really, really played within himself and he was getting good looks. I thought he was just, he took a step forward from the first half. I was very, very happy to see that. That said, Obi Toppin, talk about burying the lead. I did the podcast with JB last night, and we were talking about what is success going to look like this season for the Knicks? And he said it, and I agreed with him. Success is going to look like one of these guys popping. Just one. One of these guys has to come out of this season looking like, okay, that's a real guy. That's a dude. That is someone legitimate. And I thought what you saw from Toppin tonight was just, there's not many guys who could do something like the spin move he put on Sadiq Bey there against the glass with the and one was just like, my God, there's not a lot of guys in the league that could do that. So that was awesome. RJ good in the end. Obi good. I talked about Julius. I talked about Elf. Frank Ntilikina looked great, playing within himself. Not a point guard, but that's fine. We take what we could get here. Beggars can't be choosers. But yeah, no, Frank was good. Talked about Dennis, Reggie Bullock hitting some shots. Thinking about like Kevin Knox. I didn't even talk about Kevin Knox. I thought his shot, he had a few moments. I thought his shot looked very confident in the first half. He had a few moments in the second half where it was maybe just one or two, but you like saw the glimpse, right? You saw the little glimpses of like, oh man, I think maybe Kevin Knox could be the guy that draws fouls on opponents and drives the lane and makes the pass. And, the sequence with Obi in the first half was obviously the best sequence of the game. So that was awesome to see. I don't think I'm forgetting anybody. I'm not going to get crazy about the fact that like Quickly didn't play and like Iggy Brazdeikis didn't play. And like, I don't know if there are any Amari Spellman fans out there. Amari Spellman didn't play. Like I wrote about it this week for the newsletter. He's going to keep a tight rotation. He's going to play, whether it's 9 guys or 10 guys, he's not going to play 11 or 12 guys it's just, that's not Tibbs' style. And I thought it was really interesting that he had Burks starting and then Reggie Bullock going in for Burks at the end of these games. And I'm almost wondering if he's deciding between them for the final starting spot. And if whoever doesn't get it, could they be out of the rotation? And he keeps those second 5 guys together in the bench unit. Dennis Smith Jr., Frank Ntilikina, Kevin Knox, Obi Toppin, Mitchell Robinson. I love those 5 kids playing together. Like, again, it's one preseason game against a shitty team. But, that's what you want to see if you're a Knicks fan, right? I mean, you want to see some of these kids grow together. Ideally, you'd like to see RJ get some time with them too. But I don't mind, RJ with the vets and the kids playing in the second unit. And there's no one who I saw play tonight that I'm like, that guy shouldn't be in the rotation moving forward. I'm trying to think who was like the worst Knick tonight. I don't know. It's not obvious to me. Dennis Smith Jr. on offense wasn't great in the first half, but he even picked it up in the second half, like we talked about. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's only one game. It was fun, though. I hope everybody enjoyed. I enjoyed. And, thanks, everybody, for watching. This is going to go on YouTube, by the way, I'm pretty sure. If I was able to successfully record this, which technology is never my friend, so nothing's guaranteed. And, Sunday is can I put you on camera for this? No. Sunday's my 6-year wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary, baby. So I think I'm going to watch the game. I'm going to watch most of the game because we're getting an early dinner. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to do one of these afterwards. I'll try. We'll see if wifey allows me to do one of these after the game. I'll do it. It's your show. You wear the pants in the family. You can do it. I can do it. Okay, so I guess I'll see you Sunday night. All right, everybody have a great weekend. It's a pleasure. Thank you for somebody you remembered 6 years. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the happy anniversary wishes. And enjoy the rest of your night, guys. Peace out.